Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. So excited to share this chat with you guys today. I've got the one and only Nicki Keohohou with me, a good friend and just a really cool human. And just a quick bio for you guys. Nikki's the founder and CEO of the Direct Selling World Alliance and Coaching Excellence School. She's an entrepreneur. She's a former corporate executive. She's a Hawaiian, and just a really great friend and person to know. So what's up, Nikki? Welcome.
Well, thank you, Kevin. I'm excited to be here with all of your guests and just to share some ideas and thoughts that might make them just think and just have a desire to even learn more.
Yeah, I always am so excited for our conversations because you have such a great energy and your voice is so graceful and delicate and it just like it feels like a verbal hug every time you talk. So
Well, thank you. I'm sending another one.
yeah, oh man, you're just a level 10 human. So I want to start with the coaching for sure because you're a master coach and you've helped thousands of people become coaches or better coaches. And I'd love to know, just in your opinion, what the qualities of a great coach are.
Mm, you know, I've met some great coaches through the time, including people that are good listeners. That's a big factor. People think that it's you know how to ask questions. That's secondary. You've really got to listen to know what to ask. People that show no judgment. And sometimes your face can show judgment and you don't even know it with your words, or your eyebrow shoots up or something, but no judgment. So people that can get through life without showing judgment for things. Patience. Now, that was an area I had lots of patience with other people. I didn't have patience with myself. So I have learned to develop patience because coaching isn't an instant thing. It's not like something that just all of a sudden you know what to say and what to do. Sometimes you got to think about it. And sometimes it takes two or three passes at something to figure it out. So it really takes a lot of patience. And a big one is a person that can be 100% present with people. You can be in the moment. You can block off everything else around you and just be with that person. When people can do that, it's like uh, you honor people, and and I love to honor people. So great coaches do those things and more.
Yeah, that's gosh, there was so much in what you just said, and you went through it so fast, but I want to make sure we catch some of those. I think like the present, being present with people is, oh gosh, that's something you're really good at. I remember the first time I talked to you on the phone or Zoom or whatever it was, and you asked me the great question of, why? Like, why? Why are you doing what you do? Like, what's important to you?
Mhm,
And you're so good at creating that coaching environment. And it wasn't even a coaching call, but it turned into
mhm,
one, and it was great. And
mhm.
I think you do such a great job of building trust so quickly that it's easy to be really open, which I think that comes from being really present for sure, and not
Mhm.
use that word judgment. Like, you can feel it when people are judging something that you said or being. And
Yes.
so could you
Mhm.
talk a little bit about the dangers of judgment? And
Mm. When you have judgment, your head goes to a negative place. And by the way, people who are really good at judging others are probably even better at judging themselves. So that's a sign that somebody's got something going on when they're showing judgment to other people. So I just find I I've learned to let people be, and their stuff doesn't need to be my stuff. So therefore, who am I to judge them and to say this is right, wrong, or not to do? Uh, and it seems like in our society we have a lot of judgment going on. If people that look different than us, or Kevin, I don't watch much TV, but I do watch Dr. Phil, and I learned a
so good.
lot of good questions. I have a whole Dr. Phil in my contact thing with all my notes from what I've learned from him. And one of the things that came up was there was a lady sitting on the bus and she had some sort of tumors or something. And the guy thought she had like a monkey virus or something, a disease. So he videoed it and videoed her and then posted it up on social media. He didn't ask a question. He didn't know her. He didn't wasn't interested in her. He was looking for something to judge somebody around. It takes a conscious choice to let people be. We have homeless people here in Hawaii, and I see people go to the other side of the street or kind of run from them because they have judgment. Oh, he's going to kill me on the street. I like to look them in the eye and smile and say, "Good morning." I just like, I think they're a regular person. Why judge? It doesn't serve anybody.
Yeah, I think that's so beautiful because what you judge, you can't understand any longer because you've made a decision about the way it is. And I know one thing for certain that every human wants to be treated with humanity. And that's what
Mm,
you're doing when you look somebody in the eyes and say, "Hey, good morning. Good morning." What a great thing to do. And like biologically, we get oxytocin from doing that, which is like the
mhm.
bonding, chemical that makes us feel so good. And so I mean, it's even a little selfish maybe to, treat people with
Ah,
humanity, which is okay.
mm,
And, we're all here to,
mm,
be human beings. And, who am I to judge that your way's worse than mine or better? And
mm,
that's a huge disconnect. So can we talk about, and with regards to coaching, because lots of the people listening are leaders in different capacities, either executives, business owners, or
mhm,
leaders of their family or whatever. What's the difference between managing somebody or managing a team and coaching?
mhm. There's a lot of misconceptions of what that is today. People still think you need to be a manager, and it kind of bothers me in direct selling that that's a level in many companies, manager. Then all of a sudden people go into manage mode, and I'm supposed to fix everything and know everything,
Yeah.
and I believe that managers want to give advice and to fix situation. They think their job is to be in charge and to tell people what they should be doing. And I didn't look this up in the dictionary or anything, and there's probably a better definition of management in there. It's probably what they think it should be, but it isn't always. I believe people don't need to be managed. I believe people want to be led. It's very, very different. And as a leader, when we are working with people, we use coaching skills and we build their confidence. We build their belief in themselves. We build their desire to have a better life. And they know you care. As a coach, you are disconnected from the outcome and you own the outcome as a manager. Because, we even say, my success is your success is my success. Not really. I I want people to be successful. I want them to grow and to learn, but I don't own it. So as a coach, I'm get good at letting go of the outcome. That's how you can work with a multiple of people. You give people the power. You empower them to discover their own answers, to discover what they're going to do next, to discover how they're going to do it. It's not me telling them every step of the way and creating codependency. I've watched a lot of managers through my life. I had one. She was the only person I had to read this book, How to Work with People You Can't Stand. It is still in print, by the way, but she was the only person I needed that book for. Because I mean, I just really did not like her, and I like everybody, but she thought she was a manager and that she needed to have her finger in every pie and tell everybody what they needed to be doing. Didn't empower anybody. And that's not an environment for me, because what's behind DSWA, Coach Excellence School, everything we do is to build self-esteem in children. And how we build self-esteem in children is by building self-esteem in adults. Who are the influencers over children? Teachers, grandparents, parents, siblings. We influence children. So guess what? When our self-esteem is in better shape, we're going to be more capable of giving it to other people.
Yeah, that's so brilliant because we can't give what we don't have. I can't give you
Mm,
$5 if I don't have $5. I can't give you knowledge if I don't possess it. So,
mm,
I think that's our responsibility to grow as much as we can so we can give more. That's why we were
mm.
blessed with our talents, not to sit around and pat ourselves on the back.
No.
So, if somebody comes to you, I've been through your coaching excellence school very gratefully, and gosh, I learned so many cool things with you and from you. But if somebody was walked up to you on the street and said, "Hey, how could I be a better coach?" What tips would you give them?
Mm, get out of your head for one thing, because that's called internal listening. In your head, you're thinking, oh, this person's not going to do anything with this, or they're not even trying, or I've got my judgment going on. That's where judgment is in internal listening. So practice heart-centered listening. Get real training, because we all know a coach can call themselves a coach without any kind of certification. It is a deregulated industry. So go and learn, get the mechanics, get to understand how coaching works. And for all of us that if you're a leader in the field, or if you're a corporate executive or whatever, you can learn these skills. You can learn them and make them part of your life, and to practice at home, to practice with your spouse, your children, your mom, your dad, whoever you can. I used to practice on Southwest Airlines because everybody gets to pick their own seat, and I'd look for a really cranky person coming down the aisle, and I'd say, "Come sit down," and they'd always come sit down, and I got to practice on those people. I always ask permission, because you have to ask permission to coach. I didn't say, "Can I coach you, honey? You have issues." I didn't say that. I just said, "Hey, can I ask you a few questions around that?" And oh man, you really get good practice in. What can they do in 2.5 hours? You can't screw them up too bad, and they're not going to jump. So I loved going on Southwest for that very reason. I could just practice all I wanted. But I use these skills with my children, my grandchildren, my friends, my family. And it's so funny because later on in life, sometimes they'll say, were you coaching me? They didn't even know what it was. But, they come to a class and they go, oh, that's what this is. I even had one of my best friends. She goes, all these years, I think, Nikki, you've been coaching me. Well, I just was interested in you and asked questions. And she said, you always listen to me. And I guess that's the biggest thing for anybody that wants to be a good coach is practice being present and listening to people. You're going to get better.
So will you go deeper on that, because it sounds like you're talking about heart-centered listening to me.
Mm, mm. See, heart-centered listening is skill number two in our coaching curriculum. And we trademark that name because that's different than, pretend listening, internal listening, ignoring, selective listening. There's all kinds of listening, but heart-centered listening is its own skill set. It is connecting the head with the heart. It is listening to the meaning behind the words. Because, it's like when your spouse comes home from work, or how was your day? Oh, fine. I heard in oh, fine. It isn't so fine. I know, because I was open enough to really listen. Instead of saying, okay, we're having dinner at 6, no, listen to what they say, the meaning behind the words, and stop what you're doing. People think it's really cool, especially women, to multitask. And I am going to tell you, now they have research that multitasking is leading to Alzheimer's. I don't want that. So I'm not going to be multitasking. If I'm with you, I want to be with you. I don't want to be with 10 people. And it's the same with my grandbabies. When I'm with them, I'm with them. By the way, I'm the queen of old maid. We're we're getting really good at that card game and thumb wars, but
Yeah, those are the best.
it's 100% that's them. And they keep score. And you know what? I love that I get to do that. I love that I get to be present with the people I'm with, and I just am gonna make that for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Well, it's so much easier when you're coming from the heart like that, because the heart's the truth of us, and I
Mm,
don't have to guess what my truth is when I'm there. It just is, and it
mm,
makes like such a conducive pathway for ease, peace, and flow, which are three things I always want. And I love that you shared that idea with us. So
mm,
let's shift towards I do a little maximizer round here at the end where I ask
mm.
the same questions to all the guests or similar questions. So this is really so that I can learn from you, because
Ah,
that's what I love to do. I love to take stuff from experts and implement it and apply. So first question, What's a favorite piece of mindset advice you like to share with people?
Mm. I learned this over a period of time, and I've gotten pretty good at it. Emotional management. Um, and for everybody to remember, when emotions are high, logic is low. So if you're going into rage or pain or hurt, if you're bringing that emotion to the top and to the surface, pretty good chance the logic is going to go out the window. And so managing your thoughts is critical to emotional management. And everything we think about, our thoughts, the most current thought is the most important thought. So whatever I'm thinking right now is going to get in the way of whatever else could be. So thoughts lead to feelings, emotion. Feelings lead to action, inaction. Action, inaction leads to results. So when things aren't going your way, you don't look at the results and try and figure out what's going on. Look at your thinking. Look at what your thoughts are. I was very blessed, and I lived in Dallas, Texas. Zig Ziglar was my Sunday school teacher, and he'd talk about your stinking thinking. You got to get rid of the stinking thinking. He'd say that in church, and I look back on that, and really what he was saying is reverse a thought that is not serving you. So if you have a thought that I'm not good at that, ask yourself, how can I be good? What would the opposite of that be? How would I prefer to be in that area? Self-coaching is a critical piece to self-success, and mindset is all about how you control these thoughts and what you do with them.
Yeah, that's some powerful advice, and I liked your Zig Ziglar Southern accent. That was pretty good. He definitely had one. Oh man,
He did. He
he,
did.
he was fun to listen to. Yeah.
He was. Good
uh,
man.
I don't know where he was from originally. If he's from Dallas or he must have been from East Texas or something
Yeah,
with that
yeah.
accent.
He was a Texan through, and his whole family is. He's
Eh,
a good person.
Yeah, he's man, his stuff
Mm,
still it still stands up today. I mean, it's
it does.
brilliant
People
advice.
need to go back and get his books. If you haven't read them, go get them.
Oh yeah, I've read
Hmm.
quite a few of them. He's a powerful guy. Okay,
Mm.
what's something in your life, Nikki, that's non-negotiable?
My family.
Oh yeah,
My family is the most important thing to me. Nothing will ever step in the way of my family, and my love for my husband. We've been married a long time and we still love each other. It's so fun.
cool.
And my grandbabies, and um I will always choose my family and my friends, but my family most important over any other choice. Something comes to me that's a better deal than going on a vacation with my family. I'm not going to give that up. I'm going to choose my family first. And I think that's why we're so close. And we have, when you adult grandchildren come back just to visit or text you or call you, there's a reason for that. There's something that you did right for however many years it was. And even though, I mean, I work a lot, but when I'm working, I'm present in my work. But when I'm not working, I mean, I am with my family, you know. That's why I say Old Maid and Snap. There's a bunch of those little games. I'm getting pretty, but I'm competitive. I am, and they are too. But I'm okay if I don't win, and I don't expect to always. And sometimes they get to win, and it's just fun. We have fun together. Life, non-negotiable is giving up fun.
Yeah,
I-
life's meant to be
I-
enjoyed.
yes, yes. I would not want to be in a job that I just went, oh, I have to go do this today. I would not want that. I would not show up my best in the world if I was living like that.
Yeah, I've had that job. I spent a lot of time at the candy machine, like trying to
Mm.
avoid everything about that job. So not a
I
good place.
understand. Yeah.
What's one message if you could get everybody in the world to hear it? What would that be?
Hmm. Live life to the fullest. Give everything you got. Don't give up on yourself. There are going to be good times, there are going to be bad times, and times that, you go man, what am I doing this for? What is this about? There's something beyond that. And that is like seeing beyond the current circumstances. What's next? What's out there? And I've never been a person that's given up, and I've really never given up on anything. And sometimes I held on to things too long too in my past. And I would say be truthful with yourself so you know when you're at a dead end. Be truthful with yourself. And don't just keep going because you think you have to. You keep going because it's the right thing to do, and it will make a difference for a lot of people and yourself and your family.
Yeah, I think not getting married to the bad decisions is a pretty powerful
Mm,
skill we can all develop.
mhm.
All right. So we're here on the Unlock Your Freedom podcast. What does freedom mean to you?
Choices. Freedom means you have choices in life. You know, my husband came from a poor family, and he didn't have much as a kid. And the first time he went into like a Burger King, and the guy in front of him didn't have the money to pay for the meal for his son. He three different credit cards he put out there, and all three declined. And my husband said to him, "I'd I'd love to have you join me for lunch. I can tell your boys are good boys, and I'd like to get to know you." And he was able to pay for that lunch for that family. And I mean, they almost cried because it was like they were hungry. The boys kept saying, "I'm hungry, Dad, I'm hungry." And how my husband felt was to have the choice to be able to do that and to know you can is a beautiful thing. Choice of what to do today, choice if I want to go to the beach today, choice of, it's so cute. We have a lot of papayas on our papaya tree. There's like hundreds. And my little grandbabies during COVID said, "Mimi, we want to give these papayas to people that need them." And and they, because some people would come by and sneak and pick one, or some people brought their clippers and picked them. And we didn't want that. We wanted him to have them. So my grandbabies filled up a big bucket and set it out on the corner and said, "Take one, they're free to you."
Oh, cool.
And the people would come by, and they didn't take two, they took one. And there was enough for everybody. So choice is a beautiful thing. And I will tell you, financial freedom gives us more choices. It does. Some people think money is, bad, or, money's the root of all evil, or all the stuff that we heard when we were kids, and get it confused. Money is a choice to do more for the world, to give back, to be able to buy someone lunch, to pay for somebody's gas that you don't even know. Hey, the car behind me, I'm going to pay for their gas. Put it on this card. Those are beautiful things to be able to do, and not, I'm not saying to be worry free, because you're going to have some worries in life, but to have fewer worries and more choices is a really good feeling.
Well said. All right. Last question. Where can people go to learn more about you?
Mm, I have a LinkedIn profile, and it's Nicki, Nicki Keohohou. So you can go to Nicki Keohohou, see LinkedIn. You can go to dswa.org, dswa.org. And you can reach out to me if this really interests you. Write to me at Nicki, Nicki, at dswa.org, Nicki at dswa.org. I want to be here in support of people that hang out with Kevin. You got to be good people. I just know that. So I want to be of support to Kevin, and to all the people that love you as I do. So I look forward to hearing from you, and check out what we're about and what we're doing, and um, look at Coach School.
Yeah, you guys definitely take advantage of her offer to check out her website, check out her LinkedIn, or connect with her. Nikki's definitely a level 10 human. She's got a beautiful heart, but she also has a big, beautiful brain. So she's a very lethal combination. And she's just
And I intend to keep both of those till the bitter end.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for coming on, taking time to share with me. I know you do work hard and you're very productive. I don't want to say busy because you
Mm,
constantly create more for everybody that's in your space, and you don't ever ask
mm.
for anything. So just really grateful that I know people like you. So thanks for
Thank you.
sharing with me.
Thanks so much, Kevin. I enjoyed every minute of it today.
Yeah, it was my pleasure, and thank you guys for making it to the end with us. And if you found some value in this, which hopefully you did, you know, share it out with somebody who you think may benefit from hearing this, and go check out Nikki and DSWA and all the great stuff they're doing there. And if you haven't yet, you can go to kevinkeppel.us. We've got a free download for you guys on how to instantly improve every relationship you have. And we could all benefit from having better, more productive relationships. So thank you all for being here. Thank you, Nikki. And
Thank you.
my pleasure. Love you guys. We'll see y'all next time on the Unlucky Freedom.
Aloha.